you ever wondered what it would be like if there existed a magical wand? One that, with just a wave, could instantly pinpoint narcissists before they ever got the chance to bring chaos into your life? Imagine a mystical spotlight that pierces through the darkness, unveiling their hidden selves. Surprisingly, you don't need a spell or any high-tech gadgetry. With a single straightforward question, you can expose a narcissist in just 5 seconds. In this episode, join me as we uncover that very question. I'll walk you through how to identify key red flags and, more importantly, what to do once you've uncovered a narcissist. To remove the narcissist's mask, you first need to understand what drives them to form relationships and how they manipulate others. Step for a moment into the inner world of a narcissist. What do you see? Not the confident glow they put on display, but instead a shadowy mass of insecurity and inner void. Like a crumbling mansion that still appears grand from the outside, the inside is nothing more than a heap of broken self-worth. This deep-seated fragility is what morphs them into predators constantly seeking validation. They behave like trapped animals, ready to attack when they feel threatened, all to protect their delicate egos. But don't be alarmed. These predators are, in fact, highly predictable. Imagine yourself in their shoes, overcome by hunger. Would you be focused on building friendships? No. Every part of your being would zero in on finding food, the only thing keeping you alive. Narcissists operate in much the same way. At every event, in every encounter, they aren't forming meaningful connections. They're assessing, what can this person give me? Who can I easily influence? Empathy, love, sincerity, these are all worthless when compared to their unquenchable thirst for admiration and ego reinforcement. So, what do narcissists truly desire? It's not love or genuine connection. They crave what's known as narcissistic supply. This is the fuel that keeps their inflated ego alive, propping up the false image they cling to. Praise, pity, emotional reactions, or control over others, all of these become forms of currency. Imagine this supply as the only legal tender in a narcissist's world. It's how they measure their worth. Just like a car needs gasoline to move, they need this fuel to maintain their grand illusions and cover up their emptiness. Every interaction becomes a subtle test to see if someone could become a new source of supply. They won't hesitate to push your limits, monopolizing your time, demanding attention, and leaving you drained. If you freely offer this precious supply, you instantly become a prime target for manipulation. So, how can you break out of this harmful loop? You have to change the rules of the game. Trying to transform a narcissist is close to impossible. Instead, focus on uncovering who they really are. Only then can you regain clarity and peace of mind. Are you ready? Let's explore 5 specific scenarios that can reveal a narcissist's true self from the very first red flag. Scenario 1. When they test your boundaries. How a narcissist reacts when you set boundaries tells you more about them than words ever could. This is when their well-crafted mask slips, showing a self-centered, manipulative individual underneath. Think of them as vultures, circling for opportunities to exploit, only to later blame their victims. Simply watching how they respond to your boundaries will reveal if you're dealing with a predator. For instance, they may casually ask about your plans, not out of interest, but to probe. If you mention you're free, they may immediately try to involve you in a sudden activity or ask a last-minute favor. If you state you plan to spend time alone, they'll often attempt to bend that boundary, subtly demanding your attention. To pass this test, stay firm and clear. If they try to override your limit, respond with a calm, polite phrase, "I'm afraid I don't have time for that." That single line signals that you're not easily controlled. Then, watch their reaction for 5 seconds. A healthy person will accept your response. A narcissist, on the other hand, will quickly escalate, perhaps with guilt-tripping or provocative remarks, hoping to pressure you into submission. They might say something like, "But I planned this just for you. It would be a shame to cancel." Stay composed and repeat your stance. "I understand, but I won't be able to join." The more they test, the more firmly you must stand your ground. If they interrupt your conversations, gently redirect. "I'm in the middle of a discussion," and continue. If they bother you while you're focused, let them know, "I'm a bit busy right now." Protect your boundaries without guilt. Narcissists thrive on awkwardness. Don't let discomfort become their entry point. If they forget their wallet, suggest a quick bank transfer. If they erupt in drama, stay neutral. I'm sure you'll figure it out. In doing so, you deny them the emotional fuel they crave without being rude. You're essentially refusing to pay the emotional toll they're demanding. Scenario 2. When you call out their lies. Being around a narcissist often feels like watching a theatrical performance, full of deception and illusion. They are skilled storytellers, weaving tales that hide their real identity. Whether through outright lies or subtle distortions, their goal is always to manipulate. While a healthy person builds trust through honesty, narcissists manipulate truth to maintain control. So when you call them out on a lie, don't expect an apology. They'll often deny, twist, or use psychological games to protect their fragile egos. If you expose a lie, ask calmly, "Can you explain why your story doesn't match the facts?" This one question can shatter the facade they've built. A normal person, when caught, might feel embarrassed, offer context, or apologize. A narcissist, however, may react with rage, defensiveness, or outright denial. They might even accuse you, "I never said that, you're remembering wrong," or "You're blowing this way out of proportion." In contrast, a sincere individual, though maybe initially defensive, will typically own up when presented with the truth. In such moments, stay calm and observant. Don't fall into their traps of blame or emotional chaos. View the interaction as if you're hearing a song you already know, familiar and predictable. The difference lies in how they respond to being confronted. Narcissists see it as a power struggle. Healthy people view it as a moment for understanding. Don't apologize, don't over-explain, and most importantly, protect your boundaries. Your steady, calm stance is your greatest strength. Scenario 3. When you reject toxic behavior. Narcissists often resemble entitled children who never matured, always demanding attention and resisting accountability. They enjoy manipulating others as a way to reinforce their crumbling egos. According to experts, narcissists typically lack true empathy and see human interaction as a battlefield where they must mentally dominate others. If you're exhausted by their toxic behavior, it's time to take a new approach. Instead of pleading or defending yourself, try asking direct but composed questions that challenge their actions. Do you really expect me to put your needs above mine, even if it harms me? Or do you think it's acceptable to speak to me that way? These questions force them to face their behavior. A healthy person might feel regret and attempt to make things right. A narcissist, however, usually becomes defiant, seeing your questions as insults rather than invitations for reflection. Watch their reactions closely. If they double down with blame or coldness, you're witnessing their true nature. Dr. Ramani Durvasula, a clinical psychologist and leading voice on narcissism, advises staying detached and emotionally grounded. Don't let them pull you into their whirlwind. Instead, decode their reactions with the calmness of an observer. They may use cold silence or superiority to shake your confidence. Don't take the bait. Stand your ground with calm phrases like, "I don't agree with that," or "My stance hasn't changed." Confronting a narcissist takes strength, patience, and awareness. Set boundaries firmly. If needed, adopt a no-contact policy to protect your mental health. When you see their behavior clearly, you realize their power only exists if you allow it. With self-awareness and courage, you can reclaim your peace. Scenario 4. When they're drawn to your empathy. Your empathy, love, and kindness are treasures, but to a narcissist, they're tools. These qualities attract narcissists precisely because they lack them. To them, you're not simply kind, you're a mirror reflecting what they'll never become. Your light serves as both a magnet and a painful reminder of their own darkness. They don't love you, they love what you symbolize: energy, attention, and emotional supply. They see your compassion as a weakness, a doorway they can step through to gain control. As they manipulate your warmth, they slowly drain your spirit, reducing your vibrant self to a utility for their own needs. Ironically, they envy what they try to destroy. They despise your ability to love freely, feel joy, and live authentically. Internally, they scream, "Why do you have what I never can?" This envy leads to destruction. They pull you down rather than face their deficiencies. It's a cruel cycle. They seek out your goodness only to tear it apart. But here's the truth: they were never satisfied. Their emptiness cannot be filled, no matter how much they extract from others. So protect your light. Your compassion is a strength, not a flaw. Set clear boundaries and don't let them rewrite your worth. You are not defined by their perception. You are you, and that's something they'll never become. Scenario 5. When they exploit your trust. When you extend trust and respect, narcissists see it as a key into your life. Like skilled predators, they identify empathetic people from afar. It's not because you're weak, it's your kindness and sincerity they aim to exploit. They crave admiration, but that's just the beginning. Once inside, they dig deeper, seeking whatever resources you offer: money, sex, status, or even just constant attention. To them, you're not a unique individual with thoughts and feelings. You're a resource, a supply station to fuel their ego and lifestyle. The more you give, emotionally or materially, the more they'll take. And once you're drained, they'll discard you without hesitation. This isn't love. It's exploitation masked as connection. So be vigilant. Ask yourself, is this relationship balanced? Are they truly reciprocating? Set boundaries, assert your self-worth, and protect your energy. Your inner strength and dignity are your greatest defenses against their manipulation. Now, you hold a powerful tool. One question, 5 seconds, and the courage to observe their response. That's all it takes to begin spotting a narcissist. Those who value and respect you will honor your limits. Narcissists, on the other hand, will push, prod, and manipulate. Trust your instincts, stand firm, and never be afraid to say no. You deserve respect and love in every relationship. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.